praise to you, O Christ. I stand before you this morning with a difficult text to preach, because this is a world that measures blessedness in a multitude of different ways, especially in our day and age. So, what makes somebody blessed? Is it wealth? Material wealth? Money? Riches? Power? Land? Having people to attend to you? Is it legitimacy? Having the law on your side? Knowing that justice will always bend favorably to you and always bend unfavorably towards your opponent? Is it health? Family? Knowing that you will be taken care of because there will always be a relative who will take care of you? And is it power? Strength of arms? Having the most people at your beck and call to do whatever it is that you command, to live by your decrees, whatever they might be? Knowing that you're untouchable? Is that what it means to be blessed? In this world, it would seem that that is the definition of being blessed, to have one of these things or all of these things. But that list that I just said off, it's quite different than what Jesus tells his disciples. In today's gospel from Matthew, Jesus is on top of a mountain. A rather precarious place, if I'm being honest, because he is surrounded on all sides, not by adoring fans who are ready to cater to his every whim, and not by soldiers who are brave, steadfast, and willing to give their life for his. No. Jesus is surrounded by Galileans. I had a professor in seminary once say that Galileans is a Greek byword for country bumpkin. They are common as clay and twice as dense. There you go, you got the joke. Galileans, they do not have any strength. They are meek because they are weak. They do not have soldiers to protect them. The soldiers that they do have are Roman soldiers, or soldiers by King Herod, who are there to make sure that they stay meek and weak. They do not have great wealth. They are a poor people. Their region does not have many exports. On average, 70 to 80% of the Roman Empire knew great starvation and poverty. That's by Roman Empire standards. A much different set of standards than we have today for what it counts to be poor and impoverished. Galileans are a people who are often visited by death. Oppression, sickness, disease, plague, all of these things take their toll on the people of Galilee. And yet, God looks down at these people in this one corner of the world and says, that's where Jesus is going to start his ministry. On a mountain, surrounded by these people who are looking for something, anything. And what does Jesus command them to do? Rise up against the oppressors? Tear down Caesar from his high tower and his palaces? Redistribute the means of production? Share greedily all of the wealth that was once theirs? No. Be merciful, for you shall receive mercy. Be pure in hearted, and you will see God. Be a peacemaker, not a peacekeeper, somebody who is there to enforce a peace. Not an unequal peace. That's not God's peace. The peace of God relies on equality, on justice, on love, forgiveness, graciousness. That's the peace of God. And if you are a peacemaker, you will be a child of God. Jesus knows what he's telling these Galileans. He's setting them up for a difficult life ahead of them. Probably much more difficult than the lives they're already living. Because in their compliance with those higher above them, those Galileans, they're okay. They're safe, at least, relatively speaking. But Jesus is calling this huge crowd that is following him to return to God, to go the extra step, to become something more than just Galileans, serfs, peasants, bystanders. Jesus is calling upon them to be the foundation of the kingdom of heaven. That's a big responsibility. Could you imagine being the foundation upon which God will build a new world? Could you do it? Could you stand with those that are constantly outcasted? Can you love those that the world tells you are unlovable? Can you bring peace to areas that are embroiled in conflict? Can you share mercy, especially when you have every right to take vengeance into your own hands? Can you love your neighbor, regardless of who your neighbor is? Can you be a child of God? To see God, to be blessed, not in the way this world blesses, but in the way that God calls you to be. That is what this gospel is all about. Is what the Beatitudes inspire each of us as Christians, as human beings to be. To become something more than who we are right now, today. And to that I say, my friends, thanks be to God. Amen.